I have spent 10,000 days on Hypixel Skyblock. First time, when I entered this portal, I didn't expect that I'll get literally the best sword on the server, beat the hardest boss hundreds of times, and become one of the top players. But how it all started? I'm so bored of this game. Wait, what was that?
Oh shit!
Where am I? Maybe I don't know this, but I know that the first thing that you always do in Minecraft is chopping down a tree. Next, I did a speed bridge to reach the second island, and after entering the portal, I started exploring the map. And I realized that I'm not able to kill anything, so I crafted a full iron armor with the iron sword, but even with it, I was still struggling with killing mobs. So I decided to mine some diamonds for the full diamond armor, and the diamond armor should be good. Well, it wasn't. Maybe I'm not using the right weapon. So I bought an undead sword for 100 coins because it deals 100% more damage to undead mobs, and the mobs which I wanted to farm were zombies and skeletons, so it was perfect. Later I enchanted it with smite and some other enchants. With this sword I was able to deal way more damage, but the mobs were killing me with just one shot. And from killing them you can drop a miner armor, which has already protection 5 on it, so I did a little bit of grinding and got my hands on the full set of miner armor. But after doing all of this, I realized that this armor is only good in deep caverns, but also I realized that I need to find a money making method to just buy stuff from the auction house. But here's the problem. In deep caverns there are no good ways to make coins, so was all of this time that I spent here for nothing? Well, not exactly, because I unlocked a bunch of collections and gained some combat levels which increased my damage by a little bit. And with it I unlocked a new end island. But with the gear that I got from the deep caverns, I wasn't able to kill any end mob. So I needed an upgrade, and for the upgrade I needed coins. So I searched on YouTube for good money making methods, and I saw that people farmed pumpkins. So I had to build a pumpkin farm. At that time there was no helpful items like builder's wand, which makes building farms way faster. So I had to build everything manually, which took me way too long, but when I had finished I was finally able to make some decent coins. With these coins I bought a full old dragon set and the raider's axe, which made me some extra coins while killing mobs, and also it was getting better with higher kill counter and also with more wood collection. But there was a cap which was 50,000 wood, so I decided to max it out and I was chopping trees for a few hours, and with it I gained some foraging levels. After doing all of this, I was still very weak. My friend told me that to get stronger I need to get fire souls. But trust me, watching Time Dio's almost 2-hour video and struggling with getting them was the worst experience that I have ever had on Skyblock. Then I got back to pumpkin farming and got my first 1 million coins, which I decided to spend on Runan's bow, but something sad happened, and after I won the auction, it just disappeared and I lost almost all of my coins that I got. I had told my friend about that and he gave me his strong dragon armor and a tactician sword because he got bored of Skyblock. I added hot potato boots to that sword, and I was finally able to one-shot zealots, which was a huge milestone. Killing a zealot has a 1 in 420 chance of spawning a special zealot which drops a summoning guy, and it is worth a lot of coins. I spent hours and hours doing it, and I got my hands on a full set of superior dragon armor and an aspect of the dragons. Also, I saved almost 50 million coins and decided to start grinding slayers. And basically, slayers are bosses that spawn after killing certain mobs. The reason I wanted to grind slayers were crazy rare drops, which some of them are really expensive. These are the good drops and I have dropped all of them. Let's start with the scythe blade, which drops from the zombie slayer boss. And with it you are able to craft a reaper scythe, which is a pretty cool item that can capture and summon mobs. I used them later to defeat Enderman Slayer boss. On the clip when I dropped the scythe blade I didn't even react to it, because I have dropped around 30 of them. Next drop that we'll talk about is the Overflux Capacitor, and with it you can craft an Overflux Power Orb, which gives you some decent stat boost. After 20 hours of killing wolves, it finally happened. Killing a tier 4 Slayer boss gives you 500 Slayer EXP, and I dropped my overflux at 844,000 EXP, which after comparing to other YouTubers is really bad. Also, if you recognize their skin, you can leave a comment with their names in the comment section. We'll get back to the Slayers later, but for now let's talk about the pets. So, in that time, the Legendary Ender Dragon was the best pet in the game, and of course I wanted to get it. But it was too expensive, so I bought a level 100 epic Ender Dragon pet for around 100 million coins. Later, I upgraded it to the legendary one for 280 million coins and 8 summoning eyes. Soon after my Ender Dragon was finally upgraded, dungeons came out, and with my setup I was able to conquer the dungeon update. Floor 1 and Floor 2 were pretty easy, but I was struggling with Floor 3. After 2 days of playing dungeons, I got bored and quit Skyblock for a while. But I came back after the Floor 7 release, and at that time people knew more about the dungeons, and I was able to find some guides on YouTube which explained to me how dungeons exactly work. Even a few months passed, I was still very rich and I was able to afford the best archer setup, but dungeon items have requirements. So, to not struggle with dungeons, I bought carries all the way to the Floor 7 and I was able to use the best gear, which was Necron's armor and bone merangs. Catacombs level makes your dungeon items stronger, so I played some Floor 6s to level it up. Later, I formed a team with my friends and we started playing Floor 7s and finishing runs with S+ score, which gave us a bedrock chest where we could find the best dungeon drops. We're getting more and more good drops, but the main drop that we wanted to get is the Necron's handle, which is worth around 500 million coins. And we dropped a lot of them, which made us even more rich.
I got a handle, guys! Second handle! Oh my god!
Sadly, after some time, we stopped playing together, and I decided to start doing duo carries with my friend, which ended up being a really good idea. We were charging 6 million coins per carry, and we could carry 3 people at the same time, so we could make 18 million coins per run, and we could do around 3 runs in 1 hour, which was 54 million coins per hour. But that's not all, we were also able to get the dungeon drops, which made us even more coins.
Yo, bro! Implosion! What about, bro?
Because of that, I was able to get 1 billion coins in my purse for the first time. But then, admins did the Zombie Slayer update and you could get 2 new drops, Shard of the Shredded and the Warden Heart. One of them was so rare that they added a new rarity for it.
Jesus Incarnate.
With the first one, you could craft a game-breaking axe that did millions of damage, but of course admins repaired it, but it's still pretty good right now. And with the second one, you can craft the Warden Helmet, which is the best damage helmet in the game.
Warden Heart!
Warden, nice!
This is one of the rarest drops in the game, and somehow I managed to drop 5 of them in total. 2 months later, admins added a new Enderman Slayer, and the main drop is called the Judgment Core, which is the most expensive Slayer drop. With it you can craft the Terminator, which is the best bow in the whole game. So I decided to start grinding Enderman Slayer to get some Judgment Cores. And it didn't go well. I had to kill over 2.4 thousand bosses to get the first one. In total, I dropped 3 Judgment Cores. But there was another challenge for me, which was Master Mode dungeons, which are basically dungeons, but every mob is like 10 times stronger. So, I played thousands of them to get higher Catacombs level just to be able to grind the hardest dungeon, Master Mode Floor 7. But I needed a better weapon, so I bought the Dark Claymore for 2.6 billion coins. It was so expensive because it had every single best possible enchant on it. This weapon has the highest base damage of any weapon, and with it and other maxed combat stats, I was able to deal the highest possible damage. But to not get burned out of dungeons, I decided to do some Blaze Slayer, and I got every single drop from it and made around 600 million coins. I was ready to spend another month grinding Master Mode Floor 7. During that month I made around 7 billion coins. Because of that, I was able to afford literally everything, so I bought 3 golden dragons. And was all of this time that I spent on Skyblock worth it? Subscribe so I will see.